MTV's Jackass was a cultural phenomenon. Series stars Johnny Knoxville, Bam Margera, and Steve-O became insanely famous for doing ridiculous, dangerous, ridiculously dangerous, and downright disgusting stunts. Therein lies the brilliance of the Jackass concept. A bunch of young and mostly good-looking guys were risking their lives, courting grave bodily harm and tempting fate, all for laughs and to see how far they could push themselves without sustaining too many injuries. So where are they now? Have they grown up at all? Let's check in on key cast members. Johnny Knoxville. The classically handsome Knoxville, who broke his urethra and was required to use a catheter after imitating the famed stunt cyclist Evel Knievel, has pretty much left the Daredevil game behind. Now he's acting, and we're not talking about bit parts either. After starring in movies like The Ringer and The Dukes of Hazzard, he hit new Hollywood heights with 2013's hilariously lowbrow Bad Grandpa, which tallied $150 million in worldwide box office receipts, according to Box Office Mojo. Unbelievably, Bad Grandpa even earned an Oscar nomination, nabbing a nod in the Best Makeup and Hairstyling category. It didn't win, but the recognition was certainly impressive. Next up for Knoxville, he continues to lend his voice to the character of Leonardo in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reboot films by Michael Bay. Steve-O! Arguably the wildest dude in the Jackass crew, which is really saying something, Steve-O generated plenty of headlines in 2015 for protesting SeaWorld and its treatment of whales. According to The Mirror, Steve-O climbed a crane and reached a height of 100 feet while rocking an inflatable orca inscribed with the phrase "SeaWorld sucks" and lit off a bunch of fireworks. He was ultimately arrested for his antics, but only served 8 hours in jail for his stunts, despite being sentenced to 30 days, according to E.T. But Steve-O was also branching out into movies, appearing as Pedro in the Haley Steinfeld film Barely Lethal. Even more impressive, he spent the year since the end of Jackass honing his chops as a stand-up comedian and started his own Showtime special called Guilty as Charged, performing a mixture of his comedy act as well as stunts and tricks. Bam Margera. Sadly, Bam isn't faring as well as Knoxville and Steve-O. Margera, who is wed to his second wife Nicole, is battling alcohol addiction and some other demons. The visibly heavier Margera started appearing on VH1's Family Therapy with Dr. Jen in 2016. On an episode that aired earlier that year, Margera and his mother April recounted a particularly dark period during Christmas 2 years earlier. She revealed that her son was suicidal. In a drunken rage, he told her he was going to die. The reality star admitted that material things like cars don't matter to him and that he doesn't even want to stay in touch with old friends. On the bright side, Margera is also doing custom artwork, which is viewable on his Bam Margera art site. He also fronted a band and has been working on a documentary about his life. Hopefully he'll be able to turn things around soon. Ryan Dunn. Bam Margera's bearded BFF tragically died in June 2011, just days after his 34th birthday, perishing in a car accident in Pennsylvania. According to CNN, Dunn was driving while intoxicated at a speed of 140 miles per hour when he crashed his Porsche, which caught fire. His passenger, production assistant Zachary Hartwell, was also killed in the wreck. Dunn's death left a gaping hole in the hearts of his castmates, who reunited to memorialize him and to celebrate his life in an hour-long tribute special that aired on MTV. It was clear from the clips and the interview segments how much his friends and co-stars loved his sweet, goofy personality. He'll be missed. Wee Man. Professional skater Wee Man, that's Jason Acuna on his birth certificate, capitalized on his Jackass fame by launching Melody Skateboards. Wee Man also starred in the reality shows Armed and Famous and Celebrity Circus. He continues to act, having starred as the lead in Elfman, a direct-to-video holiday family comedy. A fan tweeted at Wee Man in early 2016, asking if he would ever consider doing stand-up so he could share his insane stories. He said he'd leave the stand-up to Steve-O and keep skateboarding. Wee Man also owns a Chronic Tacos franchise in California, according to the company's official bio. Acting, skateboarding, and tacos. Sounds like Wee Man's living larger than the rest of us. Chris Pontius. Chris Pontius still hangs out with his Jackass and Wild Boys co-star Steve-O quite a bit. The pair recently participated in a unique social media promotional campaign for the political thriller London Has Fallen, starring Aaron Eckhart and Gerard Butler. Pontius hyped the campaign all over his Instagram feed, rocking faux fatigues and everything. He seems to be enjoying a more relaxing post-Jackass career than some of his former co-stars, although he's also popped up on the Fox comedy Raising Hope and starred in a 2014 episode of Loiter Squad, the sketch comedy show led by rappers Earl Sweatshirt and Tyler the Creator. Jeff Tremaine. After rising to fame as a director and co-creator of Jackass, Jeff Tremaine seemed to be headed for a career in extreme reality TV. A few of his subsequent credits include the shows Wild Boys and Nitro Circus, but after directing all of the Jackass movies, including Johnny Knoxville's Bad Grandpa, Tremaine started branching out into other types of filmmaking. Aside from helming a pair of 30 for 30 films for ESPN, he's also spent the past several years seeing the Motley Crue biopic The Dirt through development. Preston Lacey. For a guy whose most memorable Jackass appearance included him running down the street in his underwear or destroying furniture after finding puke in his hat, Preston Lacey is a surprisingly diverse talent. He's kept busy over the last decade in a variety of ways, writing the 2006 National Lampoon feature TV the Movie and Life of the Lucky Cucumber, while booking on-screen appearances in films such as Pledge This and Christmas in Wonderland. Lacey branched out into voice work in 2015, playing the role of Rusty in the dog-themed Christmas film Up on the Rooftop. Yes, that's really what the movie's called. Dave Englund. If there was a Jackass stunt that called for poop somehow being involved, Dave Englund was the guy who most often got the call. Although Englund doesn't have the highest public profile these days, he stayed busy with a variety of projects, including participating in WWE Swerved. He landed a role in the 2016 film The Bet, and also appeared in Natural Born Pranksters, the full-length feature released by Jackass-inspired YouTube stars Roman Atwood, Vitaly Z, and Dennis Rohde. Clearly, Englund's post-Jackass career hasn't gone into the toilet. Aaron McGehee. The cast member most likely to lose a tooth while filming a stunt, Danger Aaron McGehee has often been seen in recent years in the TV sketch comedy series Portlandia, where he's popped up in a series of cameo appearances. But he's been busy behind the cameras too. In 2014, McGehee executive produced and starred in the action comedy horror feature All Hell Breaks Loose, about a newlywed who's repeatedly resurrected by God in order to rescue his bride from the biker gang that murdered him. In addition to all that, McGehee also works as a professional photographer. Brendan DeCamillo. While a surprising number of Jackass veterans have managed to carve out busy careers in Hollywood, Brendan DeCamillo went in the opposite direction. In a 2002 interview with The Village Voice, he admitted he didn't have much patience for the level of corporate interference that went along with working on a TV and movie franchise, and he's kept a pretty low profile since Jackass the Movie. DeCamillo worked with his buddy Bam on a number of projects, including the low-budget films Haggard and Minghags, and can be seen in stuff like The Vampires of Zanzibar and The Short Borrowed Happiness. For the most part, however, he seems content to stay out of the limelight. In fact, as of this video, he hasn't even updated his social media accounts in about a year. DeCamillo's post-Jackass claim to fame might be breaking the world record for points scored in the game Mortal Kombat, which he set with a score of 10,226,500 in 2008, and lost the record the following year when Twin Galaxies recorded another player hitting 24,821,500 points. Phil and April Margera. Years after reluctantly laughing at their torment, we're pleased to report that Phil and April Margera, Bam's sweet and remarkably patient parents, seem to have led a fairly blissful post-Jackass life. Phil put in an appearance on Celebrity Fit Club 2, dropping an impressive 41 pounds, all in an effort to be a better grandfather. April, who's so good-natured that it took an alligator in her kitchen to make her lose her composure, opened a Pennsylvania boutique called the Rose Hip Barn, and of course published a cookbook titled There's an Alligator in My Kitchen. Talk about turning lemons into lemonade. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to see more videos like the one you just saw, and leave us a comment to let us know what you'd do if you found an alligator in your kitchen.